Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. I'm Fnan, that is Asha. We are back today to recap Real Housewives of New Jersey season 13, episode 7, and we'll be also be doing 8 here. So we're about to get a 2-in-1 going. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate all of the views that have been coming in, and comment. We'll definitely respond, and we want to hear your opinions, definitely. So, yeah. All right, let's get into it. All right, so episode 7 starts out with Rachel and Danielle hanging out at a cheap ass store to figure out what they're going to wear to the party that Melissa's having at the shore. Danielle and Rachel start having a conversation about the dynamics of the group. And then they also start talking. Danielle starts talking about the conversation that she had with Joe Gorga, and how they're relating, and they were kind of relating to their sibling issues because Danielle has an issue with her brother, and Teresa and Joe have always had issues for a while. And eventually Danielle starts spilling tea about Margaret to Rachel and shares that Margaret really holds information about all, or tries to find information about all of the ladies until, so that she, when it's time to use it, she'll use it against them. And it seems like Rachel feels uncomfortable about hearing this information. She doesn't want to hear the negativity about Margaret. And I feel like in this moment, Danielle is trusting Rachel, and she feels like they have like a connection. So like she feels like this is said in confidence to her, which is an important thing as we see in the future. And then we get to Teresa. Now she's going to a jewelry store, which happened to be Jennifer's like cousin's business. She's trying to find a gift for her bridesmaids. Jennifer is doing her best to sell Teresa expensive jewelry because she knows it's not her money, it's going to be Louis' money. And she's obviously trying to help her family business keep the business going. So, love how Jennifer's supporting her family. Don't like how she's trying to take Teresa's money, but we move. Well, it's not Teresa's money, but Louis' money, but we move. Then we get to Teresa talking shit about Joey. She just thinks it's weird that Joe did not invite her to the shore house. Which is so weird because like in seasons past, she never went. So I'm not sure why she was looking for an invite. And even if she got invited, would she have gone?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Let's be serious. And then Jennifer also thinks that that is weird too. And she thinks that it's weird that Margaret is staying with Joe and Melissa, sorry, and that it has to be because Margaret has dirt on them. Basically, I just feel like they're just trying to stir up trouble about Margaret. But yeah, we end this scene. What were your thoughts about that scene?
Okay, so going back to Rachel and Danielle, I think it's nice that they're trying to like remain friendly since they are like the newcomers in the group. Even though they kind of seem like right now they're on opposite sides because Danielle, likes Jennifer and doesn't really trust Margaret. And Rachel's kind of smart in terms of like she's just kind of listening to everyone and going to make up her own mind about who she should and shouldn't talk to. Um, when they were talking about, Danielle's brother not talking to her, and Rachel was like, I would, if that happened to me, like I would call him, and if he didn't answer, I'd call his wife, and his wife didn't answer, I'd call like my mom and my dad, and like I would try to figure out what's going on. And I thought that was like realistic. Like if anyone who's close with their brother, I feel like that's pretty realistic of like something that you would do to
Mm-hmm.
see what's happening. And then the note that I have here with that scene is Marge knows shit about everyone confirmed, but I don't really know why I wrote that. I just feel like that's how I feel. Um Going into the scene with Teresa and Jen, Like, Teresa, shut up. She's like, if he was a good brother, if Melissa was a good sister-in-law, if she was a good wife, why is she not telling him to invite me to the show? Okay, like you're never gonna have a reason to like Melissa. This is not Melissa's fault. This isn't Joe's fault. Like, you guys aren't getting along. Why would he invite you? Like, not you making me stick up for fucking Joe Gorga. I'm like, why would he invite you? I would not expect to get invited after everything I've seen this season. Or like how, like the kids are kind of into it now and like I would not expect to be invited. That's just my
Yeah,
thoughts.
totally agree with you about that. Like Teresa and Jennifer were clicking down in that scene, I feel like
Yes.
y'all look like losers, like
Yes.
obsessed.
I'm getting
Um,
rid of it to this point. Like it's getting irritating.
right, yeah, like let's talk about something else. All right,
Mm-hmm.
so we get to the next scene here. So it looks like the girls are starting to get ready to go to Melissa's shore house. Um, we start with Dolores. It looks like Dolores or Polly's not going to be going to the shore house because he's still recovering from his heart surgery. Um, and she informs that she would usually stay with Frank, but is trying to set boundaries and is staying with Rachel instead. Then we cut to Jennifer and Bill as they're getting ready to the shore. Jennifer asks Bill what he thinks of the counselor. Bill thinks that I'm not sure. I think he thought it was like a good experience, but ultimately he really feels like Jennifer says a lot of awful things to folks and he's trying to stop it, which is tea. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he's not wrong. Okay, I guess they're all going into the shore house now at this point, and I see Jennifer's house, and her shore house is really ugly. Like they didn't do anything to it. Like she says, I think she even says like they kept the bed sheets and stuff. I'm just like, what? This is like
Ew.
not
Yeah.
you. Like, why are we not investing in this? I
Everything
wanted to
was
vomit
not
looking at
cute.
it.
Yeah.
Like white refrigerators. I was like, what? Like that's what it was giving
They've
to me.
learned nothing on this show. Yeah, it was great.
Um, yeah. And then we get to Melissa's shore house, which is cute. I'm gonna give her credit there. Marge and Joe and some others arrive. And all of a sudden, Marge shares during their lunch. Marge shares that Teresa invited Marge's mom to the wedding, which is so funny to me because
Like,
we had some light troubles. We've got good light going. Asha, you look great. And now we get to Jennifer's shore house, and Teresa and all of them arrive. Teresa shares that Joe has never invited them to their house and thinks that that's weird when they're having lunch together, I guess. And she ends up sharing that Gia asked to stay at the shore house once, and Melissa said no. Teresa again is trying to stir up trouble, trying to make Melissa look in the negative here.
mhm.
Um, and then we get back to Ron was going back and forth with all the people. Okay, so we get back to Joe, and he shares that he was talking to Danielle about the issue that she was having with her brother, and that he relates. And we get to Jackie sharing like there's something missing here.
You know what? I'm not even gonna
Is
say what
she
I want
not
to say
wrong?
about I'm not even gonna say what I want to say about Jackie because I'm just gonna come
Why?
off as I hate it because I'll see what I want later in the episode. Jackie's a fucking loser. That's all I'm about to say just right now. I just need to say
But
that. I
do
just need to
not
get that.
agree. Do not agree that like there was something missing. You said it,
Oh, I said it. But why the fuck is Jackie
but
bringing it up?
because she's trying to, be she's saying what everybody is thinking, and but for whatever reason she's getting, but people are mad at her.
It doesn't need to come from her. That's how I
Who
feel.
would you rather it come from? So Mark's
Literally
not gonna say
anyone
nothing.
that has housewife with their name.
March don't
She's a
care.
friend of. She's a friend of.
She was,
She's a friend
but she
of.
wasn't at that time. They were trying to make. They, I guess, they were
Well,
trying
clearly
to do
Jackie's shit didn't make the cut. So that's why she's
not.
a friend of.
She's she made the cut though. She's stirring up trouble, and I mean, she's not stirring up trouble. She's clocking that Danielle has an issue. Danielle's story is missing parts, which is T. And you just
Then
don't
she
like
should
them
bring up the
coming
shit
from
about her
Jackie.
sister.
You just
Then she
said
should
it.
bring up the shit
We
about her
lose.
sister.
We
Then she
were,
should bring up the shit about her sister.
I think she did.
They need to dig more deeper into that.
You're mad. You're
That's
mad, and
Jackie.
that's okay. All right, so okay, wait. Did you have anything to say about that scene other than, what we feel about Jackie coughing that tea? They were just out getting ready and stuff.
Okay, I honestly was like so annoyed. I'm gonna be serious for a second. I was annoyed
Go
at
ahead.
Jackie during that scene only because like you barely have even tried to get to know Danielle. Like Danielle, okay, I get you're mad because Danielle didn't invite you to her mozzarella making party, but that was because she felt like you just didn't like her. So why would she invite you to her home if she felt like you didn't like her? And then she said something like about how she's like wears dirty hamper clothes. So Danielle brought that up to her. And now in this conversation, she's like a clearance aisle Snooki. And I was like, oh my god, that was so funny. We were all laughing. It was so funny. Hilarious. Haha. And then she
I didn't
mentioned
even
about her
hear
family.
that.
Did you laugh? Did you say that
No,
you laughed?
I didn't hear that. I just heard that Jennifer was clocking tea, and everyone agreed, but everyone's mad at Jackie. That's what I saw. That's what I'm seeing on Twitter. Anyways,
No, well, I just thought from that scene. Yeah, she called her a clearance aisle Snooki. And in my notes, I just said clearance aisle Snooki, please. That was lame as fuck. Like Jackie's
yeah,
a
she's
fucking loser. And then
yeah,
before
that
that,
was
like everyone's
she's
arriving to the
cooking
house.
down for
Um, I cannot believe that Teresa invited Marge Senior, but she won't invite Melissa's mom. Like it blows my fucking mind. Like you just have invitations to hand out, but like you're not gonna give one to Melissa's mom. And I kind of love it. Like I'm kind of loving it because it's driving them crazy. Like Melissa and Joe are like actually going insane over it, and it's like, okay, well, here, the person that just opened up my car door, do you want to be invited to my wedding? Like just doing that like straight up in front of Melissa and Joe is just so funny to me. Like I think it's really funny.
It's very funny, and I think Melissa was she crying at this scene? I don't know if it was the scene or yeah, she was crying or fake crying. I'm not sure, but it seems like she was just like, damn, like she don't like me for real,
But
and
like
like
how many other things is it gonna take for Melissa to get it through her fucking thick skull? Like she doesn't like you. She doesn't fuck with you.
she doesn't
She
like
blames you
you.
for everything. Like
She blames her for everything, and it's really wrong.
it is.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's very wrong. And I don't know, but I still kind of find it funny.
It's funny. It's trolly, like it's really trolly, and I love it. All right, so we get to the next scene. Okay, so it looks like everyone's getting ready for Melissa's party. I am not gonna lie, Melissa served in this party. This party looked so good. Like food was popping.
I said the same
Um,
thing.
like, I was like, oh wow, she really did that.
Yeah.
Um, I guess we get into some drama here. Rachel asked, or I guess Marge asked Rachel if Teresa warned Rachel about Marge,
Mhm.
and Rachel says, yeah. And Danielle says that Marge has um oh yeah, and then she says yes, and then she also shares what Danielle had said about Marge too. And Marge was like upset because she was just like, why is Danielle saying that I have arsenal of information? I'm judgmental and loaded. She gets upset with Teresa and Danielle saying that. What made me laugh so hard was what Melissa Melissa not knowing what an arsenal is. I'm like, wow, you are so dumb. That's
Yeah.
so funny to me. Um, and eventually Marge confronts Teresa about the info that Rachel downloads her about. Teresa gets really annoyed. She's like, why are you trying to start trouble?
Uh-huh.
But it's like she's just saying what you said. So yeah. Um, I guess we will talk a little bit of what about what happened with the next scene because that was all that happened in that scene, unless you had something else you wanted to say.
Mm, I just think it's funny. Like Teresa doesn't see what she did wrong. In her eyes, she was like, I'm just letting you know that Marge can be a little scary when you're on the other side, like when you're not her friend. And Marge is like, I don't need a warning. I'm fine. I was like, but you kind of do though. Like
Yeah.
before someone become friends with you, like I would kind of just let them know, like, hey, she's capable of doing this or doing that
Hmm.
to you or whatever. Um,
Yeah.
and I think Marge too is like upset with Trey, like low key because she talked to her old friend and got tea about her. So that's like an underlying thing between Trey.
Yeah.
Like, if
Totally.
anything, like Marge should be saying that about Teresa, but Teresa's saying it about Marge. And
Yeah.
I don't know, like in that scene, do you think that Rachel is trying to start stuff?
Well, the thing is Marge asked Rachel, and Rachel was just straight up. So, but she didn't need to include the information about Danielle because that that was messy. Because I feel like Danielle was saying that in confidence to Rachel because they were just both trying to. I mean, I feel like they both had like a closer relationship than anyone else because they both came into the show at the same time, and they're just trying to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Danielle was trusting Rachel with that information, but Rachel said it. So I
Mm-hmm.
feel like she was trying to be messy in that part for sure.
Mm-hmm. I
What
feel the
about
same.
you?
No, I feel the same way. I thought she was trying to be
Yeah,
messy.
yeah, yeah, totally. All right. We get to the next scene. Like you had said, Teresa says she didn't mean what she had said about Margaret in a negative way. She was just trying to say, like, yo, if someone comes for you, there's a wrath coming. Just like if someone comes for me, there's going to be a wrath coming. Like she was trying to justify what she was trying to say, but really, like, she's lying. Uh, I guess all of the guys are getting wasted. Bill especially, like, what's new? Um, and then we get to Frank. He's upset with Dolores. He ends up saying he's upset with her because he's not staying. She's not staying with him, and Dolores doesn't care. And we love that. And Frank is trying to tell Dolores to try to fix this relationship to be better because he wants Dolores to be closer with him like he was like they were before. And he wants Polly to also just understand and get like
Agree with
their relationship is their relationship is a relationship and Dolores just doesn't care and I love that. What did you think about that scene?
Frank's a little bitch boy. You're saying all this in front of your girlfriend. Do you not realize how weird you sound? Like, I want to remain close to my ex-wife, but her new boyfriend won't let me. Like, that's really what it is. And when I say that sentence out loud, like, I'm embarrassed. And I'm not even a husband or anything like that. Like, he should be embarrassed. Let her move
Yeah.
on. You guys have a very abnormal relationship as it is, so I think like if she's trying to move forward and cut that tie and get like put that boundary, like I don't understand why he can't respect that, especially if he wants her to be in his life. Like this is like pushing her away, I think, more. So
Hmm.
he's a dumb idiot.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just so proud of Dolores too for standing her ground with it.
Hmm.
It's a long time coming for this, and it's obviously upsetting to Frank. And I love how she just doesn't care
Yeah.
about it at all. But yeah, Frank looks like a certified loser.
He's such a loser.
Yeah. Um. All right, so we get to the next scene. The girls start talking to. I guess Louis comes over to hang out with Teresa and the girls. And I'm talking to Louis about the wedding. Um, Fessler asked Teresa why Melissa's mom wasn't invited, and it must have been an oversight. And Teresa was like, "No, it's not an oversight. Actually, it's because we have history." And I guess in the confessional, Teresa ends up sharing, 10 years ago, Melissa's family talk negatively about Teresa on social media when they were kind of going through it, and she's never forgot that. And she's get forgiven, but she's never forgot that. And which is like fair, but I don't know. I think it's 10 years ago. I think you can move on, but I mean, if that's your issue, I guess that's your issue. Louis is being a weirdo to me, and he's not having Teresa's back regarding the invite to me. I think he should have her back with that. And she feels like her brother should have talked to her about it if it was really an issue, which is T. Like if you have an issue with something, go to the person, go to the source of the issue instead of talking to everybody about it, because now it's this whole thing, which is T. She's not wrong about that. And I guess Louis saw Melissa's mom at this party, and he went up to her and apologized to her about not getting an invite. And Teresa was like, well, since you already did that, you should have just invited her. And then he was like, oh, okay. And he went to go find Donna I think that's her name. He tried to go find Donna, but she had already left. It's just weird. Okay, so then we get back to the boys. Joe is such a frat boy. Like, he's such a frat boy, even though he's never went to a frat, I don't think. Rachel Fudo's husband is new to the group or new to the guide group, so in order to have him feel included with the group, he hazes Fuda, and he tries to do this by waxing Fuda's chest to initiate him into the group. A mess. We move. I'm honestly, I am begging Bravo on my hands and knees to just like end the boy stuff. Like, I don't care about it. Like, I want drama. The boy stuff can go, to me, in my opinion. Like, it's not funny to me. Like, I'm watching Real Housewives, not Real Husbands. Okay. All right, so then we get to Jackie, and she goes over to Jennifer and she says, hey, like, I really want you and Marge to make up. And Jennifer shares, like, I'm not really going to do that because now that's what she has done to me is now affecting my children. So I'm not really interested in being friends with Marge. And Jackie's being a good friend to me, in my opinion, by listening to her about this, because Jennifer ended up sharing how her daughter is kind of has shifted in what she wants to be in life because of this rumor, or not rumor, because of the infidelity being out in the public. It's now changed what her daughter's career path was once before, if that makes sense. But yeah, that was a lot in this scene. What did you think?
I think Jen needs to hush up next to Jackie. I don't trust Jackie, so I think she was spilling too much. It's too much ammo.
Yeah. Especially now that we know what happens in the next episode.
Yep. So I thought she was spilling way too much, but the note that I have here is Jackie, shut the fuck up, OMG. And I think Jen's spilling too much to Jackie. So that's like all I have to say.
Okay. Did you have anything to say about Louis inviting Donna to the wedding?
Oh yeah, so my note was, and it's like why I was like giggling earlier. I said, my note said in caps, oh, okay. So now that Louis said sorry, Melissa's mom is invited. I was like, what the fuck? Like, the mental gymnastics that Teresa has to go through to just like come up with the fact that like she just doesn't fucking like Melissa. If you don't like Melissa, that's fine. If the reason why you won't invite Melissa's sisters and her mom is because of, like, I remember that episode of the christening, like they were talking back to Teresa. So like I don't think she's ever liked Melissa's sisters. So boom, you're not invited. I don't fucking like you. Donna, like when Joe earlier this season was talking about how he invited Joe Giudice's family, cool, that's your wedding. Like, glad you got to do that at your wedding. This is Teresa's wedding. I'm not sure if you guys know that, but since it's her wedding, she's allowed to invite like whoever she wants. And she doesn't want to invite your fuck ass mom. So we move.
Right. And like that was a different time period in their life. Like were
Literally like
Joe
12 years prior.
and Joe getting into it back then like they were 10 years ago? We don't
Yeah.
know.
Mm-hmm.
So like yeah. All right, so we move into the next scene. I don't really have the best notes here, so bear with me. Um I think it starts off with Jennifer sharing that she fingers her husband's ass like as a Turkish thing.
I'm sorry. I must have missed I must have missed that. I must have
I
missed that.
Yeah,
I'm dead.
it's like
What?
yeah, I think like it's a Turkish thing, like you finger your husband's booty hole. Um, I
Okay,
think that's
my
what
notes
happened.
don't
That's what I
say.
have in my note.
My notes don't say anything like that. My notes for this
You
last
must
scene
have missed
starts
it,
off.
or I must have made that up.
I I mean I don't think you're making it up. I think I just don't remember that. Wow.
Jennifer was real, like she was shit faced at this point, and she said that in front of everybody and was like, "Oh wow, okay." All right, so I guess Jackie starts talking about Danielle. She says that Danielle is fun, but I think there's definitely a mean side to her. Marge agrees with this statement because of Danielle repeating the negative things about her. Dolores shares what Marge was saying about Danielle, which I don't understand. When did Dolores do that? I don't remember that, but my notes say that.
But I
I'm just
do.
gonna go for it.
Dolores was saying no, they were talking about like Danielle's whole family thing, and Dolores was just saying like
Um,
she feels that you guys like
oh, she was sharing. Oh, she was sharing
or
that
she was
to
sharing it with,
Danielle.
she was sharing yeah to Danielle. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Yeah, she was sharing it to Danielle. She's saying like
Yeah,
they're talking about the fact that like they feel like you
yeah,
don't share enough about like what happened. And so then Danielle gets
right, right.
pissed. And in my head, in the notes that I have, I was like, Jackie sounds like a fucking loser. Why do they care so much? Literally, why? If I just in my head, like, if Danielle gave you like, she told you why. This is obviously like a pressure point for her. If that's her truth is he got blocked on Instagram and stopped talking, then that's her truth. Obviously, be human and want to be curious, you want to know more, but it seems like she gets upset whenever she gets like when someone talks to her about it. So why do they feel like it's okay to talk about it behind her back while she's still at the party? Like that's just not making sense to me. Like that's why I think Jackie's a fucking bitch. Like you're a bitch, dude.
So the thing is, like, she brought it up
But she didn't
on
bring
the
it up at the
show.
party.
No, but she brought it up on the show, which makes you think like, oh, this is your storyline. So tell us more about it. And so Jackie is definitely being messy by asking this question repeatedly for sure. But I don't think it's I think it's wrong for her to share this question behind her back and not in front of her face. And I
We're all
think
in like a
Danielle
group
is
talking about it, which is so weird. Like just it would make me uncomfortable too.
yeah, so I guess Danielle is hearing her name in people's mouths, and I guess Dolores shares that. Oh wait. Oh wait. Okay, so never mind. Okay, so let me start this over again. I think Dolores shares to Danielle that the conversation that was happening was that Rachel said something about you to Marge that was negative. Is that what happened? Because Melissa was the one that told Danielle that the girls really don't believe the story about her brother and something's missing. You
That's
know
true.
what? Let's just let's just cut all that shit out. Let's just cut all that shit out. We'll cut all that shit out, okay? And I'm gonna say that Melissa shared to Danielle that the girls don't really believe the story with her brother and that there's something missing.
Yeah.
Danielle ends up getting pissed and she walks up to Teresa and Jennifer and asks them all, let's go. Let's
Hmm.
go. They're talking about my brother. I'm pissed off. And that ends that episode from there. What did you think about all that?
Jackie is a miserable bitch. And I think like it just seems like it's a sore subject for Danielle. I understand that she brought it up on camera. That's fine. It makes it free game to talk about it. Like, but I feel like in the words of like free game, it makes it feel like free game to ask her about it, not to talk about it while she's there still at the party. Like y'all bitches couldn't wait until she left the party at least. Like, like she's still there. Like why not just talk to her about it? She's literally right there. But like if that's all that she wants to share, see, this is how I know that I like Danielle. Because I remember from the beginning of the season, I liked her. With all this stuff happening now, watching the season like show now, I still feel myself like defending her. It's not even with like Jackie. It's like with Marge too. Like I don't think J- Danielle had any ill intent when she was coming to Marge saying like, I've been warned about you. Because I think she was trying to like make friends with everybody in the group, but also she was like being honest. Like she's like, well, people have said like to be careful of being too close with you. And maybe she's leaning a little bit too much into like Teresa Jennifer's side, but I don't know. That's the side to be on. I think Jackie's a miserable bitch. But I also think we're gonna find out more of like everything that's going on with her brother later on anyway. So it's coming
I
out.
hope. I hope.
Yeah.
Danielle to me is annoying. The reason why I think Danielle is annoying is because she knows people are talking about her. Why not go up to Jackie and be like, hey, why are you talking about my brother? This is Housewives. You don't just storm off
But she took
and
half of the cast when she did that.
say say you're going to you're still mad and like threaten like it would be so bad if you were there more even longer than you were because like I just think that she's annoying to me in my opinion. I thought she was doing a little too I know that you it's fair for her to come up to Margaret to be like, hey, like people are warning me about you. But I thought that was a little too much. You're doing a little too much to me. Like you if you're being warned about something, I think you should just keep that in the back of your mind and just know if something's coming. If you get into it with Marge, something will be coming, you know? But I don't know. I just have a different opinion about Danielle.
And
And I
that's
don't
okay.
like Rachel either. I don't like Rachel either. These new girls are giving infinite chat to me, in my opinion. They are. They're so annoying to me. But maybe Danielle will get on my good side soon. I don't know. Maybe Rachel too. Um,
One more than the other.
no, I do not like them both. I think Rachel's annoying. I don't think she was born in the 90s. I think she's giving 40. Danielle is annoying. I feel like she's not from Staten Island. I feel like she's from like New York and saying that she's from Staten Island because sometimes I feel like her accent like changes. I've noticed that.
You're just looking for a reason to not like her.
I am because I just
Yeah.
don't like them.
Yeah.
Just like you
Yeah.
don't like Jackie.
Fuck Jackie. Fuck Jackie. You didn't
Right?
like
Okay, so I
Jackie
think
either when she first came on. What are you talking about?
no, I did. I have always liked Jackie, and you did too. You liked Jackie when she was clocking Teresa, like we because Teresa can be actually insane, and we had a little bit of respect for Jackie because she was like the only person that would try to like
And where'd
reason
that
with
get her?
Teresa.
And where'd that get her? Demoted. So
No, okay, that's fine. We just have different opinions, and that's good. This is good for the show here. Okay, like we get into arguments, it brings entertainment. To me, in my opinion. Okay, so I think that is that for this episode. We'll be back here shortly. We've got episode 8 coming. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for everything. Not hope. Please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. And I think that's it. Thanks, everyone. Bye.